Hello, everyone, and welcome to Grip Lock's Foundation Disc Golf Weekly Podcast. I'm Hunter, joined by Trevor. Konner, still editing, still grinding away the Imposter Disc Golf Reality Series Season 2, coming end of October. You're not going to want to miss that. He'll tune us in. He'll join us for Silas Selects at the end of the show so that we still have your favorite segment there. But it's just going to be Trev and I talking about DGLO. Really just DGLO, to be honest with you. Not too much else happened, so we should have time to update our top 10.
Those are famous words.
So before we jump into all of that, though, quick word from our sponsor.
That's right. Today's episode is brought to you by Gooder. Oh boy, I just hit the mic with my Gooders. Gooders, the official sunglasses of Foundation Disc Golf. We absolutely love these sunglasses. If you've ever seen us wearing them at least once a month on the channel for our Course Conquest series, here's why we love Gooder sunglasses. They are lightweight, very comfortable, perfect for disc golf in that sense. They also come in so many different styles, colorways. They got all different shapes and sizes of frames. Something loud if you like a really crazy sunglass look, and then it's something like I'm wearing today, just all black, just, really calm and collected. They also have really fun naming schemes, so you can check those out. And here's the other thing. They're a premium sunglasses, okay? These are fully polarized lenses, all right? This isn't just your run-of-the-mill drugstore sunglasses. These things are great, and they start at just $25. They're not going to break the bank, and you can try out different kinds, and like I said, it's a great value. So I have a few pairs of Gooders. I rotate them in and out. Absolutely love them. And Gooder has an awesome deal right now for you listeners. Well, first of all, I want to tell you about how they're going to protect your purchase. They have a 30-day return policy and a 1-year warranty. But if you're looking to try out a pair, they've got a great deal for Grip Lock listeners. If you go to gooder.com, GOODR.com/GripLocked and use code GripLocked, you're going to get yourself free shipping on that first pair of Gooders you order. So make sure to go to gooder.com, GOODR.com/GripLocked and use code GripLocked to get that free shipping on your first order from Gooder. You're not going to regret it. Get a pair of sunglasses. Let me tell you something. You got USDGC coming up pretty soon. Every year when I get to that tournament, if I forget my sunglasses, I regret it instantly. If you're spectating disc golf, bring your sunglasses. Bring your Gooders because it's helpful. Shout out to Gooder for sponsoring today's episode.
They also stay on your face while you throw.
Yeah, I have never, and we've played a lot of disc golf in Gooders.
I kind of want to do an Instagram reel with Gooder,
off.
Just like trying to get it to fall off my head.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I could. I'm sure if I
no way.
headbanged like crazy, but even that motion I just did wouldn't come off.
And I think I'd give myself a concussion before I succeeded.
I have a past head injury.
Just the idea of shaking my head around like that makes me just like hurt. Like
yeah. We're at that age.
That, yeah.
DGLO Discraft Great Lakes Open went down this past weekend out of Michigan, and it was really all you ever wanted it to be. It was kind of electric. On both fronts, it just had all kinds of storylines left and right sprinkled throughout, and let's run through them. On FPO, we had Missy Gannon taking it down, Silva Saarinen coming in second.
That's Makey Gannon. That was the commentary team really liked that one.
Okay, let's actually pause for commentary for a second. Okay, Ian and Sarah Hokum were fine. I didn't mind Sarah Hokum in the booth.
No,
overall.
she was actually fine. Other than, like I said, she just kept saying,
sure,
doing the Makey Gannon joke, and I was like, all right.
But MPO, I started having an epiphany that I think I give Ian Anderson too hard of a time
because of Philo. Because
Ian and Big Germ, there were still moments where Ian threw it to Terry.
Yeah.
But I think him and Germ flowed a lot better.
Let me give you an analogy.
To where I really didn't. It wasn't like I really like Big Germ on commentary.
Yeah.
The whole commentary team. It wasn't like I was like, this is the greatest commentary team of all time. Mm-hmm. But they did the job of I could watch it without being distracted by commentary.
They feed off each other, and I think that Philo brings the worst out of Ian. I'll give you an analogy. I have a 3-year-old at home, and by himself, he's he's one thing, pretty reasonably behaved. He's a toddler. You bring my other 3-year-old niece into the picture quite often, and it becomes a circus, and because they feed off of that. And I think that's what we got here. Ian's a 3-year-old, and then Philo's the other 3-year-old, and they're just feeding off each other.
But Germ was bringing in
well, right, because
what age
Philo
is Germ in this scenario?
He's 7.
Okay.
Because here's the problem is Philo brings the very laid back vibes, and I think that's where Ian defaults to. So if you combine that together, you just get an absolutely absurd commentary team at sometimes. Because maybe, to your point, maybe if we pair Philo with Charlie Eisenhood,
Maybe.
Now maybe we've got a better team that way too. Maybe it's just the two of those. It's like when you and your buddy in class like have to keep getting separated. Like we got to put you in different groups because you guys together are a problem. Like the teacher would say, you guys together, you're a problem. That's them. They're
very
a problem.
much so.
We got to separate
because
them.
Germ and Sarah Hokum did very good at this too, but Germ especially I noticed his course knowledge was phenomenal.
Yeah.
The level of like, you'd have a player on the right side. At one point, the one that just came to my mind is you had Niklas Antila taking a little bit of a weird stance on a putt that on camera looked open. And Ian's like, I wonder why he's going to that stance. And Germ's like, well, if you're on the right side of this green, the limbs actually come down and make it a very low ceiling putt to where like this is the putt he has right here is actually gonna be very difficult. He's got to get low and throw like a nose up, blah, blah, blah. And he goes into this whole like minute long explanation of why this putt's so difficult. And sure enough, like, I don't know if Niklas missed or made it, but like it made me respect it before because otherwise, if no one would have mentioned it, it just looked like Niklas was taking a weird stance in a wide open putt.
Yeah,
because you just couldn't. The camera angle didn't do it justice. Which I think I haven't seen DGLO in person, but from what I understand, the camera doesn't do this course justice at all.
Yeah,
when it comes to the hills and stuff.
Like it.
So having Germ, who in my opinion was one of the most knowledgeable commentators we've had all year, probably just from the standpoint of like he was willing to talk about it a lot more, and it really explained like, especially on the flyovers, Germ was very good on being like, this is the gap they want to hit, this is the gap that they could hit, blah, blah, blah. This is where they're trying to go, where they don't want to go. And it gave you like a much better feeling of the course. Yeah. So props to the commentary team.
One thing, first of all, I just have to out just real quick. Scale 1 to 10, how do we feel about Niklas Antila's new haircut?
I'm kind of at like an 8 or 9.
It's very European bad boy of him.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Somebody posted a meme of him being Ellen DeGeneres. I thought that was harsh.
That's too far.
I agree. I
didn't recognize him at first. When I first turned on coverage and they threw up his name, I was like, that's not Niklas. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, it is.
He's got the
And then as I was
going.
watching, I was like, I kind of can feel it.
Hey, it works. I
agree.
So the one thing I will say about Sarah Hokum's commentary that I noticed, because I feel like it, and I don't always listen to commentary, hand up. Like sometimes I got too many noises going on. I gotta have that on mute.
You gotta choose which 3-year-old you're muting.
Right, exactly. Great point. Wish I could choose the ones in the room sometimes. Can't. But in any case, I think this hasn't been a pattern. So correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
But Sarah Hokum was calling out a lot of disc names. And
it's on the commentary team. Ian's team will always.
Because I thought it had become universally a no-no.
No, Ian's team always. And you know what? Ian might have the most ball knowledge in the world of what players throw.
He knows everybody's bags.
It's crazy.
Until he doesn't, though, because the problem with that is, like, wasn't it in the past he would mess up a few times?
He would mess up some.
And it was like, well, that was kind of a bummer.
But, I mean, this weekend, and you never know if he messed up or not.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you ask Google Gemini, if you're asking about a subject you don't know anything about, you think that it's perfect, and then you ask it a subject you do know something about, and you realize it is completely wrong.
Yeah.
Similar thing to watching Ian, where, like, he could be completely off, but I don't know these players' bags.
Right.
So, because he was
pulling
pulling out
driver and you see it on the ground, it's a putter.
He would pull it out and be like, "Oh, it looks like Gannon Buhr switching that Huck Lab mini stamp. That's a C-Line PD2. He must be going." And then Jeremy would be like, "Interesting." So he's going, and then sure enough, it'd be like an overstamp. I'm like, the dude just saw his stamp. Like, I don't know if I know my bag that well.
I mean, in fairness, like if you. I never had a problem with the disc calls other than I thought it was weird to do free advertising because, I mean, it legitimately is free advertising. And now, once again, the manufacturers pour all the money into this tour, so maybe they just deserve it. But, like, obviously, Discraft was the only ones, getting their discs called out. Like, Owen Scoggins, they were calling out hers and whatnot. But I do think, like, yes, if you decided, like, hey, I'm going to know everybody's bags really well, first of all, it's just kind of an impossible task. I mean, you can try to know the best players and try to do it that way, but it is a good skill because now, okay, let's say Paul approaches a shot and there is a left gap and a right gap, or a forehand and a backhand. And the second he pulls a disc out, Ian Anderson, he knows what disc that is. He knows when Paul usually throws that disc. He can now clue us in on what's probably about to happen because, we talked about this before, but with the commentary, as many clues as possible before the shot is thrown is very helpful because it builds a little bit of context, and that way we're not just like waiting for the way too early catch cam transition to try and figure out where the heck the disc is going. So like it is a useful skill. It's just kind of one of those things where If you get it wrong, it's tough. But also, like,
You
there's
don't
a
know
way
how-
to do it without naming the brands. But I guess they just don't care.
Yeah, I can.
It's on the network.
I was thinking about it. I didn't even plan to talk about this, but I was thinking about it this weekend because as I was watching, it was getting done a lot. Again, I think it's just Ian's team does it. And Germ also, which this might have helped my logic, is Ian would say something about a disc, and Germ would take it a step farther and explain how that's about to fly. On several occasions.
We're doing disc reviews.
But it was very helpful in certain ways.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know how those discs fly, being the industry I'm in for as long as I've been in it. But when I was like watching it, it flowed very naturally to where it was actually helpful information.
Yeah,
Because
no, I don't think it's not helpful.
Well, before at times what kind of frustrated me was yes, the free advertising, but every manufacturer spends money on the Pro Tour somehow. So like, is it really free advertising? Yes and no. I don't know. Anyways, that aside, it is helpful information if you know how the discs fly. The problem that we still don't know is like Gannon has an FD in his bag, right? Or let's say a PD might be a better example. If they tell us it's a PD, but then he throws it and it flies like a function because it's been in his bag for 7 years, and it's super flippy, that's not helpful to us at home. Mm-hmm. Now, if he says this is a really beat up PD, he uses this for hyzer flips a lot. Okay, now all of a sudden that's helpful.
Right,
again.
it's more about knowing what he might be about to do with the disc rather than knowing because
that's where Germ was very helpful, especially on like Calvin's bag. Is Ian would say like, I think that's his Halo Destroyer, and then Germ a lot of times was cluing us in like, that must mean he's going to be taking this line. So he's going to be looking for, like, he'd be like, oh, that's interesting. He must be going big off the tee here.
Right.
And, like, then that was super helpful.
No, that's valid.
Because, like, it is an interesting sport where, like, a 7-iron's not a 7-iron.
No.
Right? You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you can't just say he's throwing a fairway driver. Because, like, a fairway driver, is it a 6-speed to 10-speed? Is it overstable? Is it understable? So the easiest way of saying it might just be the PD, and then we know overstable 10-speed, right? There's still a lot of wrong things that can happen with that, like if they're wrong, if the disc is way too beat up, whatever. But when done correctly and explained well, it can be tasteful and actually adds to it. So I might be swayed.
Yeah, it'd be funny. Like, I feel like the best way to do it would be like if disc golfers all had full-time caddies, like on the PGA Tour, where like this could be their job, not the disc golfer's job, because you want the disc golfer to have to do this. Where, like, if you're on one of the leader chase card, you submit a list of all the discs in your player's bag for that day with a number reference so that they can, like, reference the camera operator and they can just pop the graphic up on the screen, like, this is what's being thrown at the time. That'd be, like, the extreme way to do it. But, yeah, and like I said, I just kind of noticed it because I was like, oh, I don't feel like I've heard it as much. But it's
very team dependent, but
really
Ian's the forefront of naming the discs. Because if you get Terry Miller in there, he'll do it some.
Well, if you
Eisenhood and Brian, they don't really do it much at all.
If you know them, like if you know them, know the discs, you kind of just want to say it, I feel like.
Yeah.
Kind of show your knowledge.
So let's jump into FPO, okay? You had Missy Gannon taking it down, Silva Saarinen coming in second, Holland Hanley in third. The top three doesn't, like, just reading the top three doesn't give the full story of the event. Because first off, you had round one, felt like we were just transported back to 2019 because you had Paige Pierce in the lead and you had Paul McBeth in the MPO side in the lead. But Paige opened the event with a scorching 9 under par. She was tied with Holland Hanley for the lead. Unfortunately, from there, Paige kind of struggled the rest of the event. She was able to, like, barely hang on to lead card to the point that, like, we had to watch her struggle the rest of the event.
It's pretty impressive considering every other shot she was throwing was going like 45 degrees left.
That was mainly the last round.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
But yeah, the round two, the wind really held back the scoring. So Holland held on to the lead even though everything kind of like slowed up, and then the scoring picked back up. And so Holland was able to hold on to a 2-stroke lead over Missy. So she opened up that 2-stroke lead during round two. I believe that was actually over Owen, if I'm not mistaken. And then round three, it was flipped where it was over Missy. Owen struggled round three, slid back to 7 strokes off the lead. So going into the final round, you kind of just had a 2-horse race, it felt like. Holland Hanley was at 19 under. Missy Gannon was at 17 under. The lead card was wrapped up with Owen Scoggins at 12 and Paige Pierce at 11. You might be saying, Hunter, you said Silva Saarinen came in second. Where the heck did she come from? Way in the back. Not really. She came from the chase card. She was at 10 under par. And then ended up doubling her score from the first 3 rounds in the final round with a scorching hot 10 under. That was the hot round by 4 strokes that day.
And not to mention, like, see all of her round, but I saw her miss at least one pretty short birdie putt. Like,
she was 9 for 11 in C1X, so she missed a putt on hole 10 and missed a putt on hole 13.
I think I saw the one on 13.
She did. She was 3 for 5 on circle 2 though.
Yeah,
so
she made up for
kind of balances out. But yeah, Silva's problem was I think round 1 she really struggled. She shot 2 under round 1. Then round 2 she shot 4 under. Round 3 she shot 4 under. Then round 4 she shot the 10 under. So really it was just that slow start in round 1 put her so far back that she couldn't quite claw out of it.
Costly.
Because that final round was 1033 rated, but like I said, several strokes clear of the next hot round. It was a phenomenal final round that got her back in the mix and honestly put pressure on the leader. So obviously we had a Holland-Missy battle. It starts a little slow for Holland. Her and Missy end up tied through the front 9. I really think they were tied at like hole 6 on. But then Missy ends up being able to extend her lead to 3 through the next 2 holes because hole 10, you have Holland with a pretty bad double bogey.
It was really bad. Yeah, to this point, it seemed like they were just kind of dueling. Like nobody was making big mistakes, and I felt like Holland was in pretty good control. And then it just took one little slip up OB, and then the next shot was bad, and then it just like things got really shaky there for a second. And with the 3-shot lead, it felt, well, I don't know, Ian and company obviously started. I think like it took them 2 more holes to be like Holland's now in must birdie territory, and I'm like, all right, well, not really. Like we saw this happen once before, but yeah, it wasn't looking good. It's like she definitely, after one little crack, she was like a little bit panicking, and then I also just like her body language. It seemed like frustration, honestly. Like it was like there was panic, and then for a few holes there, and really through the rest of the tournament, she just kind of seemed a little mad. Like you would see her, she was very stoic, still focused, but like you could tell that she knew she had given it away, and it definitely seemed like she was pretty fired up about it.
Well, then so she goes birdie 13-14, matching Missy Gannon,
including an insane drive on which one was the downhill par 3. That one was
that's not that's not in this stretch.
What am I thinking?
I don't
know. I'm thinking of her approach on 15.
Okay.
Her approach on 15 was
so then 15, what Trevor's just talking about, very important hole because you have Missy Gannon bogeying the par 5 to Holland Hanley's birdie. So all of a sudden that 3-stroke lead back to 1, and now things are tightened up again. 16, pretty crucial hole. Both go OB. Both go to the drop zone. Holland runs the putt first, barely misses it, stays in bound. Missy says, I want nothing to do with that, lays it up.
Yeah.
Probably a good decision.
Well, and that was just a case, too, where I feel like, and this is where most of Holland's trouble comes with, is like she just let the nose get up on that one because that was a tough line. You had to get the disc to flip the perfect amount. Missy actually almost threw it perfect. But the contrast was Missy got the turn on the disc, but it was just too much, and then kicked off the tree on the right side just barely. But Holland's like never really had a great chance.
Yeah.
It never turned. It was so high. A lot of people were just struggling with getting the height.
As soon as it was out of her hand, you knew it was too far left.
Yeah.
It was basically just like, can this find a way to magically roll back in bounds? It was never going to land in bounds. So then they go into 17, and this is where I was kind of thinking, because at this point, Silva, around when they get to 17, is already in the clubhouse or about to be in the clubhouse at 20 under. You have Missy Gannon at 22 under, and you have Holland Hanley at this point at 21 under. So you're thinking like this is very doable for Silva to get back into this thing. And you especially start to think that when Holland messes up her drive, stays in bounds but messes it up to where she's going to have a tough time. Missy throws, just way overturns it and sails it over the highway to where, again, it's a fine spot for par, but bogey could very easily happen.
It was, yeah. It is very convenient in the sense. Well, first of all, I think it's really funny that they take their OB from the road and not the guardrail. But I guess they just need somewhere to stand to throw. But also, by going out of bounds up there, you give yourself this like elevation advantage on your next shot.
And you basically have a tee pad.
So yeah, so you really, it's not a bad place. And I believe that is the spot where Eagle threw the insane forehand.
Which that is when I think the OB line was on the guardrail.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was like straddling it, literally, so.
What was funny about that shot, the Eagle shot, is we saw, it might have been Paul go OB on the road. One of the players someone went OB on the road in like round 2 or 3. And obviously, if you went OB on the road, it got brought up eagle shot. And the player, whoever it was, did a full run-up backhand and didn't quite make it to the pin.
Yeah, dude.
And I was like, Eagle's forehand pre-injury
it just didn't make sense.
Is just crazy. Because like he did a standstill straddling the guardrail forehand and got to the pin.
Just did not make
and
sense.
like this dude just did a full run-up backhand and didn't.
Yeah.
Like ludicrous stuff. Anyways, both Missy and Holland take pars on 17. So that essentially knocked Silva out of it. Holland was 1 stroke back of Missy going into hole 18. Anything could happen there. Unfortunately for Holland,
double OB drives.
Double OB. Well, yeah, they both went OB, but then Holland went OB again.
Yeah.
Which at this point, once they had both went OB, like it wasn't over.
It was basically
but
wrapped up.
Holland had to do something kind of crazy. It was similar to Des Moines, where like Holland has to execute a very tough shot and just messed it up.
It felt like the same shot, that forehand.
And so that's how Holland ends up slipping to third, is she doubled hole 18. Which was kind of in garbage time.
Missy had to get up and down. I mean, it was wide open from like 200 feet, but she had to get up and down to stay out of a playoff with Silva and threw it to like 5 feet. So like that was clutch.
What did they give her?
That was clutch.
They gave her 10.
Yeah, I don't think it was 10. Wasn't quite. Yeah. I don't know. 10 feet is really short. Missy was putting well though. Like she did not have a lack of confidence.
What this weekend told me a few things. One, Holland Handley is fine. Because obviously the last few weeks we were worried like,
I'd
is
say
there
she's
an injury?
fine, but not fine.
Well, she's fine and she's exactly who we knew she was.
Yeah.
Where it's just her mental demon she's got to beat, because she should win. She should have won this tournament in a lot of ways. Not necessarily like Missy played very solid.
She shouldn't have played herself out of it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Holland Handley, like this course and her skill set, like she was in this thing for so long, even after I think she felt like she was out of it.
Yeah.
And that's what we've kind of seen. Like, again, we've talked about this all season, where, like, even at Kansas City wide open, she has, like, a 5-stroke lead, and we see her freaking out on the 18th like she has a chance to lose it. Like, when she gets in crunch time, she is a proven winner on tour, but she hasn't convinced herself of that yet in a lot of ways, I feel like, to where, like, she has been able to win. She has been able to execute in clutch moments, but she still feels like the player that hasn't to her. It seems like to her. Because she just kind of freaks out. At different moments. And I think she also sometimes thinks something cost her the tournament that didn't. Like, if that's the feeling I get, is like sometimes she might have thought the slow start, it's over, I just lost this thing, when it's like, no, you're still winning or you're still right in it. And so I think Holland is the player we kind of thought she was, where like she can win. She's one of the best FPO players in the world. It hurts her mentality and her mindset that sometimes keeps her out, because she gets frazzled. And I think that's what we saw down the stretch here. Whereas Missy, when Missy's on, that's one thing Missy doesn't really do, is get frazzled.
No, Missy's
like,
pretty
she makes mistakes sometimes, like hole 17, but that hole 17 mistake could have very easily lost her the tournament, and instead she was able to get par and then do exactly like what she needs to do.
Her and I think her fiance's name is Tom, and I also think that's still her fiance. Forgive me if I butcher all that. But her and her caddy just have a really good dynamic and vibe going on, where they keep things very upbeat. And Missy's just an upbeat player in general. But I think that's like, she's won a lot of big tournaments in her career. And I think that a huge part of that is, when it comes to her skill set, when she's on, she's got a very copy-paste game. She throws hyzer flip thrashers on almost every shot, and when her putt is on, it's pretty effective. Like it will get the job done. But I think when she's on enough, when her game is clicking, she is not as prone to maybe those freakouts or blowups all the time, because, or at least on the behalf of just mental lapses, because I think she just keeps a very good dynamic and vibe going throughout the round. Like I always feel like she has great body language. So even when she makes a mistake, it's kind of like, all right, that could have been worse, on to the next thing.
Very much so.
So that definitely helps.
And what this win has also done now is the Player of the Year race in FPO is probably the tightest it's ever been.
It's pretty exciting.
Let me just run you through what we're looking at. In my opinion, Silva Saarinen is leading the race. She has 4 Pro Tour or Elite Series wins, or 4 wins on tour, one of those 4 being a major. Okay? Next up, after this weekend, you have Missy Gannon with 3 wins on tour, one of which is a major.
Yeah.
Then you have Holland Handley with 4 wins, 0 of which are majors. Owen Scoggins, 2 wins, 1 of which is a major. Evelina Salonen, 2 wins, one of which is a major. And then even Kristen, 3 wins, 0 major. She would be in the mix if she was playing the rest of the season, but with her not, I think she's probably off the table.
Right, and with the voting situation, we talk about like the recency bias. Like Missy, I don't remember when was her last win, because I feel like it's been I can't remember if she got one mid-season.
She won Champions Cup, and I think she won shortly after Champions Cup.
Right, like I feel like has it been a little bit?
She won Champions Cup and then Cascade, and then she hasn't won since then.
So like I think getting a late win to kind of bookend your season is really important for the most valuable player situation. And like Holland, for example, I think
Holland hasn't won since Krokol.
It's been a little bit, but her lack of a major is more so what gets her. You think of like Kristen, if she doesn't play or if she plays and doesn't win, like she'll have trouble kind of stringing together. Like you have to. I think you got to be in the conversation. But like Own, for example, she made this really strong case because she's getting these wins at the end of the season. You know, Missy getting this one later in the season, right? Like I think that is important, even for somebody like Evelina. Like I mean, we can all say confidently, like, you know, out of that group of players, if any one of them were to win the next event, they might take the lead or be really close to it.
Yeah.
Like, it really
that's
feels
why
like
this whole
that.
list is like, yeah, Silva is the most decorated on this list currently. 4 wins, with one of them being a major.
Yeah.
But
she would still win.
Missy ties her if she wins one of the next few events, and she has later wins.
Yeah.
Which is going to be more forefront. Own Scoggins, where she has 2 wins and 1 major, with the voting system, the Masters Worlds, as much as it shouldn't be a factor, will be a factor. So Own almost is jumping in front of Holland, in my opinion, just because she has more recent wins. She won Worlds, and she's the first player ever to win Masters Worlds, which again shouldn't be considered for FPO Player of the Year on the Disc Golf Pro Tour, but with it being a strictly voting system, probably will.
Yeah.
So I think like really what it comes down to is we have GMC, MVP, Throw Pink. We have those 3.
And no majors. That's like that for those players who haven't won the major.
Yeah.
I think it puts them in a really tough
are wrapped
spot.
up.
Right. So like because that Holland and Kristen, they might not really have a path, and like Holland does, but it probably
where Holland's
she has to win one and hope nobody wins another.
What Holland had before the last like month was average finishing place. She hadn't finished outside the top 5, and then all of a sudden she did 8th, 29th, 11th. That stretch I think killed her, in my opinion. Because
it was definitely a huge part of her argument.
Before it felt like, Holland might have the same wins as Silva.
Yeah.
But Silva's been more up and down, and all of a sudden Silva hasn't been more up and down. I think like this late in the season.
I think Holland needs a win, and then she needs.
I'll be straight. Holland needs 2 wins.
Yeah, no, she needs 2 wins because of Silva's resume.
Yeah, in my opinion. Now, will that hold up? I don't know.
5 wins versus 4 in a major. I feel like 4 in a major wins that. Like
even 4 with a major,
right? But I think even the voters.
I would agree.
6.
But if she gets to 6,
becomes pretty convincing.
So I also don't know if voting happens before. I know voting happens before the Tour Championship. I don't know if it happens before Throw Pink.
Yeah,
I can't remember exactly when the voting falls. But you have GMC and MVP, which I think Own is really in the conversation for both of those. Then Silva also, I think, is really in the conversation for both of those. If Silva wins one more time, I think it's wrapped up.
Silva like threw away GMC last year, didn't she?
I think so. It might have been it had to be last year. It would have been 2 years ago. Silva, if she wins once, I think it's wrapped up. If Missy wins one, then all of a sudden she has the exact same resume of Silva, but with a later win.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden I think it probably edges towards Missy.
It's very well, but I don't know.
It's going to be a very interesting one to watch. I have a feeling the vote's going to be very tight.
It's going to be spicy.
But these last 2 events really, in my opinion, decide it all.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Because there's a few players that are 1 win away. And then I think there's 1 or 2 players that are 2 wins away. Because Evelina, 2 wins in a major, with one of them being a major, she has to win both.
Right.
Just to tie Silva.
Right.
If Evelina, though, wins both and is tied with Silva but won 2 late in the season, she's probably going to feel like Player of the Year. So it's really
hard to deny, and she hasn't
it's
even
a tough one. That's the other thing is it's the Kristen versus Missy argument of like, does her not playing a ton of events hold her back or help her case?
It's one of those things where like it's going to be pretty tough to avoid controversy unless like if Silva can close really well. It'll probably be pretty easy to hand it to her, but there are a lot of scenarios in which things could get really, really tricky.
What's interesting is almost in no case does Holland not win the points standings.
Yeah.
Because she's 180 points clear of
She would
Owen
have
Scoggins.
to get injured.
It's almost no scenario where she loses the point standing. So there's also the fact of like players, sometimes when they're voting, just look at that. And they're like, she has 4 wins and she led the points.
Right.
She should be player of the year. Not true, in my opinion.
Not true, he says.
And so, like, because even if Silva goes win, assuming Holland would have to have 2 rough weeks at GMC and MVP for Silva to catch her, because Silva is 260 points behind her. So I don't know. It's going to be these last 2 weeks for FPO, these last 2 tournaments for FPO are, in my opinion, they're the race for, yes, who makes the tour championship, but they're also the race for who's player of the year.
Yeah.
And it's super exciting to watch. Now, over on MPO, there's not really a race for player of the year. I think it's wrapped up. You had Gannon Buhr win yet again, and then you had Reiki Wysocki, Jake Ebenheimer, and Calvin Heimberg come in second, all tied.
Shout out Jake Ebenheimer.
Gannon did exactly what we had talked about in the preview show. I think you were the one that said it, where he started off slow and then put together 3 very solid rounds in a row to climb back up the leaderboard. What was interesting is I don't think he had the hot round a single time this tournament, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe let's check the final round.
It was 9 tied for hot, maybe?
9 was tied for hot in the final round. Because round 1, Gannon comes out the gates and shoots a 5 under par, putting him 6 strokes back of the lead. Paul McBeth, the player in the lead there. Then round 2, Gannon, I guess, tied a hot round at 9 under. And so he jumps up, but what kept being fortunate for him was Paul wasn't one with the hot round.
Right.
So he was gaining on the leader. So now all of a sudden Gannon was 4 strokes back of the lead. Calvin had the lead. Then the next round, Gannon shoots an 8 under. Ricky Wysocki had the hot round of a 12 under, which shout out here, all 3s.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
3s across the board.
Pretty crazy.
Just Ironman par, 54, one of them being an eagle, just all 3s.
That's
crazy
electric,
stuff.
honestly.
I saw on the Instagram post, Silas Schultz commented something of like, I've never seen this before or something, and then Broderick responded to him and said, you should try that tomorrow with all 5s.
It was honestly like after that round, and the Pro Tour posted like his highlight reel, and it's like, it's crazy how fast this happens, but this obviously hasn't been a huge season for Rick. And like scrolling through and watching his highlights, I'm like, when's the last time I watched like Ricky highlights on their Instagram page? Like, it feels like I don't see Ricky Wysocki highlights anymore. It was very weird, and I was like, well, how's this happening?
But again, Gannon, 8 under, gains 2 on Calvin, so the Calvin lead's cut to 2. And then final day, he has the hot round of 9 under, but Calvin, again, wasn't a player with the hot under, so he was able to jump him.
It's just the consistency versus the guy who had control of the tournament not being able to push that pace.
Yeah, the hot round basically, after round 1, the hot round didn't come from the leader, basically at any point. Round 2 might have been round 2 Calvin jumped Paul. So yeah, the hot round never came from first place after the opening round. And so that's where Gannon was able to just chip away and slowly make his way back up.
It's an impressive win. And it's fun. It's like, I really think he draws a comparison to Scotty Scheffler on the PGA Tour, who's like in a very similar boat right now, where he feels like he can win every tournament, to where Gannon Buhr, like we saw at this tournament, he is just going to be there. Like these leaders who didn't fire those hot rounds, you have to. Like, if you want to hold him off, you have to do that, or he's just going to be around. And then if you let him hang around long enough, he is going to overpower you.
That's the problem. Like once we got to the final day, I was like, Gannon's going to win this.
Yeah, you cannot let him around like that.
Because like, you can't keep him around this long.
Got to bury him.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't do it. And then you just didn't have, like, I mean, nothing against Rick. Like, Ricky was playing good golf, and like Jake Ebenheimer, it was kind of having a special weekend, but like there just wasn't enough firepower up there to battle him. It just, nobody had brought that kind of heat, and so it wasn't quite enough. There were some good efforts.
Yeah.
It was tight, but
because obviously Gannon won this tournament, no one lost it, but there was a few moments down the stretch that felt like, okay, this was the nail in X, Y, or Z player's coffin.
Yeah.
Really, Jake Ebenheimer, he was having an incredible weekend, but he was playing in front of them, and so he was kind of setting a pace. And so where it felt like he was super in it, it was hard because like you never knew what he actually needed to do.
Yeah.
At some point, I think he was almost 3. I think for him, the bogey on 16 was really, he threw OB on 16. That was kind of it for him there.
Such a tough hole.
He was still able to birdie 18. But anyways, so that was kind of Jake's moment. For me, watching lead card, I think that the first moment you have, well, first off, hole 15, you see Ricky Wysocki misses a quote-unquote circle one putt. Unfair to call that circle one because it was inside the circle, but it was a putt for eagle from in the rough. He had this little window to go through, and he ran it, just missed it short, almost rolled down the hill, stayed close. So that was the one moment of like, if that's a little higher and he makes that eagle, all of a sudden him and Gannon are tied. That could have been a big momentum shift. Didn't happen. That is what it is. That wasn't really Ricky doing something wrong as much as it was just a good break for Gannon that Ricky didn't make that putt. Then on 16, you have Calvin have a birdie putt to stay within 2 to play, misses it low. And it was a pretty wide open. It was a wide open putt. It was a putt he should have made.
Absolutely.
Misses it low. So that kind of, in my opinion, sealed Calvin's fate because now you have 3 strokes to make up in 2 holes on Gannon. Probably not going to happen. Yeah. But then Gannon does leave the door open on 17 when he has a circle's edge, look for birdie, misses it left. Hit some chains, but missed it left.
His putter was not unflappable that final day. The funny thing is, I believe Ricky out-putted him statistically across all those categories. He just couldn't hit fairways.
Yeah. Well, the one time Ricky didn't was now it pans over to Ricky, hole 17, 1 stroke back of Gannon, putt to tie it on 17, going into 18, 25-footer, wide open, nothing in his way, clanks it low. And so this is now adding to the list that we've kind of talked about of Ricky Wysocki this season. His clutch putting, I think, has been the thing that's missing the most because, like, this is I think, the most blatantly obvious one. But this is the third I remember because one was at Cascade, which Cascade one ended up not mattering, but when he threw the putt, it felt like it mattered. One at, I believe, was the Ale Open, which that putt did matter. And now this one, all where there were clutch putts, pressure on Rick, missed them. This is the most blatant one because inside the circle, 25-footer, he's on lead card, he knows what it's for, and just missed it. So it gave Gannon power where Gannon had still a 1-stroke lead going into 18.
And then threw an insane
Gannon
drive.
threw an insane roller that got
ridiculous.
Way up there. Ricky's drive was fine. Where it killed Ricky was the second shot. He knew he had to at least put it close, probably had to throw it in.
Yeah.
And he did put it close to himself because he threw it into the ground. Straight in front of him.
I mean, Gannon's roller, like, I'd have just left the tournament after that.
It was over.
It's so silly to throw that shot. Like, how hard it is. Like, that fairway is not that wide, and to get almost all the way up that hill, like, it was ridiculous.
Well, he threw it perfect because it, like, pushed to the back edge of the fairway and then curled back in the middle.
Back in.
Yeah, it was a incredible shot. So Gannon sealed the deal. 9 under final round to win by 1. Like I said, over Ricky, Jake, and Calvin. Ricky Wysocki has 4 more chances at because he has GMC, MVP, USDGC, Tour Championship. If he wins one of them, he extends. They've already called it 14 years, so I guess winning last year made it 14 for Ricky.
On the graphic,
it said 14 years and counting.
Did it say 14? I thought it said 13.
This is 14
still.
and counting.
I guess I was looking at Paul's. Was Paul 13?
Was 13.
Okay, that's what I was looking at.
Ricky, because they both won in 2011, was their first year winning. Paul didn't win last year. Ricky did.
Yeah.
So Ricky has the record by 1 year. Probably a record that won't be broken or will be close. Gannon Buhr will probably be the one that has to break it if it gets broken. Because to win on the Elite Series event for 14 years straight in today's field,
if Gannon sticks
pretty
around
crazy.
long enough, I mean, he's basically just have to do it into his around the
young
same
30s.
age as those guys.
Yeah.
So, like, it's
just a much tougher field to do it against.
But yeah, it's obviously very difficult.
But if Ricky wins one of these 4, then his 14-year streak will continue. I like him at a lot of these events. I don't really like him at USDGC mainly just because he would have to break this. It would be like basically the last chance of breaking this one and the major drought.
So much pressure, but what an epic win that would be.
It would be incredible.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't hate him at Tour Championship, but
I can't believe we're counting that.
It's an Elite Series.
Yeah.
Some would say it's the hardest to win because you got to qualify for it. There's the stroke head start, all the pressure on it, biggest purse. I think it's one of the hardest tournaments to win. But he will be several strokes back of Gannon Buhr going into the tournament. Yeah. So that's going to be a hard one for him to win. GMC and MVP, I like him at GMC. Obviously, that was Ricky's tournament for a while there. And, MVP, anything can happen there. USDG, I mean, like, you like Ricky at a lot of them, but if his putt disappears in the clutch, you don't like him at any of them.
Yeah.
So I think it's just going to be an interesting finish to the year. because like under pressure, we just haven't seen Ricky perform. So will he be able to do it under even more pressure? Because he's well aware of the streak. Both droughts he's in right now. It has now officially been over a year since his last win. I think his last win was in July. So it's been tournament to tournament over a year since his last win at this point. But if he gets a win this season, that'll be year 15 in a row. And then he can keep going. So a lot of pressure. We'll see what happens. The other thing this win did is Gannon extended his record for largest Disc Golf Pro Tour points lead in history to 538 points.
And now, did you notice this? His tournament average rating was 1059.
I don't think this tournament will count for it. It'll be close.
It'd be close.
Because isn't it tomorrow? Isn't the update tomorrow?
Is it next week or is it this week?
I thought it was. Let's see.
These things I do not keep up with.
I don't know if it's the second Tuesday or the first Tuesday. No, this would be the second Tuesday. It has to be this week. The second Tuesday of each month.
Gosh,
tomorrow.
So we're gonna know.
We'll know tomorrow.
That's exciting.
Do you think he has it? I think
your
he has
alarms.
Because what was the tournament he did bad at last year? Idlewild. He crushed Idlewild this year.
Well,
I think that's enough.
He was like right on the number, wasn't he? Like it was close for Idlewild, but like.
Well, but no, it's not. It doesn't. He doesn't have to average 1062 at Idlewild.
No,
he only averaged like 1030 last year.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like I think he did enough to where the other tournaments with him being above.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's gonna go up because let's see if I can look at rating.
He just keeps winning, so you'd think so.
Because what's coming off is Ledgestone. He went 1070, 84, 84, 57, and then Idlewild he went 39, 27, 39 last year. World is also coming off, which he went 43, 66, 25, 60, 42.
This is pretty not bad to get off of the resume.
Yeah,
here.
so I think he's been playing better than that recently. Because recent events, we have DGLO. Let's see what his ratings were at. Because what's adding on, that's an XA tier, so that won't add on. That should already be on. So what as adding on, Ledgestone, he went 1090, 1054, 1059, 1073.
That's like pretty close on the number.
So I think that's better than last year's Ledgestone.
That should be above what
and
he
then
needs.
Idlewild, it just has to be better than last year's Idlewild, 64, 74, 47. Much better than last year's Idlewild. I think he's done it.
He should get it.
Because in this weekend...
But is he going to get 62 or 63? That's the question.
He won 63.
All right, as I'm saying, like if he only goes up one...
Because this weekend he went 41, 72, 60, 61. So that's...
It's going to be close.
But I don't know if...
It might not be close. Like I don't pretend to know how, like, but it'd be really funny if he only goes up one. He's definitely
going to go up. I would imagine he gets the rating record. So Paul previously has 1062. I imagine Gannon's going to get to 1063. He might even get to 1064 in the rating update. I wish I had this like that Google Chrome extension because I can tell you right now.
Just Google it and add it while I explain Trevor's trivia.
All right. Well, it's time for the fan favorite segment, Trevor's trivia. Right after this message.
All right. So I got inspired by the recent resurgence of the disc golf reseller market on behalf of like two discs. We're gonna do disc golf prices right.
Heck yeah.
And I've got some really fun ones on here. So it is just you. So we'll just do it. Let's see how much room do I want to give you to mess up by? I feel like if you get within like 20 a disc.
I thought it used to just pop up. Help me.
What are you saying? Oh, you have to go to like ratings detail or ratings history, like one of those.
Oh, it's one of those. Okay.
Is like what adds it in there.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Do we have?
Let me add this stuff in.
Okay. You work on that.
Yeah.
We're gonna know Gannon Buhr's exact rating here in just a moment, guys. It's very exciting stuff.
People are excited.
This thing's perfectly accurate.
Oh, Hunter, what'd you
do?
I'm stupid. I'm stupid is what I am, Trev. I'm stupid.
So I'll say, I have 5 discs here. These are all sold on eBay. And I'll say if you can get within, I'll give you $100 of total wiggle room. I feel like that's pretty fair.
$100. Okay.
Okay.
I have to add a few rounds in.
How many are you? Do you know? Like, does it let you take rounds off too? Would auto do that?
I thought auto did that.
I don't know. We're just gonna arrive at a number.
We're just gonna do it,
and then we'll announce it.
And then we'll tell you what this tool says it is.
We'll just announce this as if it's like completely.
We
factual.
should put out like projected Like, we should make a graphic. Gannon Buhr projected rating update. 1060, whatever.
Based on probably outdated
1041
tool. You know that Gannon knows about this thing, though, and he's done this. He's doing this every night. Like, he comes in from a round.
And dropping 12 one-year-old rounds.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it does it. Round dropped it below. So, if Gannon shoots it below a 1,009 rated round, it gets dropped.
That's nice.
That's crazy.
I wish I had that.
Okay, another round. DGLO. Round rating 1072.
I guarantee you, every time he comes in from a round, he's adding this thing in here, and he's, like, live tracking it.
Let's see here. DGLO.
Why are you naming it?
It asked me to.
It doesn't matter. You just have to add in the numbers.
Okay, fine, Trev.
You're still going to do it.
I like it. 1061.
So you just do, what, 2 tournaments? Or 3?
I need to do based on 4. So right now, based on DGLO, it goes down 1.
Okay, live update. Based on DGLO, it goes down 1.
But now we need to add in Idlewild.
I don't think that's good. I don't think his rating is going to go up.
So let's see. Let's add some more rounds here.
Because I feel like Idlewild...
1065.
Oh my gosh, it's not gonna go up.
Surely 1074.
Oh, now it's even. It's not gonna go up.
No, because the last round was 1047.
He's cooked.
So this says he's gonna stay at 1060. Am I missing any tournaments from him? I don't think so.
We've plugged in the data, and it's.
Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything that's not on there yet.
He's saying it's not gonna go.
Yeah, there's only Ledgestone. Did I add Ledgestone? I didn't add Ledgestone yet.
Oh.
Hold up, Ledgestone's gonna be big for him.
Is DGLO gonna count?
It should. If it's tomorrow, they should have got the rating in. I don't know. DGLO might not count.
We might need to do all scenarios here.
Okay, let's just add in. We're gonna add in Ledgestone here for you live,
and then we'll get rid of.
And then we'll remove DGLO.
That's not good. I don't think it's so hard to move up your rating when you're so good.
When you're so high.
Like, what are you supposed to do? I think he's just gonna be frozen here.
1073. Okay, so if DGLO's added with Ledgestone and everything, he will go up to 1062.
According to our calculations,
but let's
based
remove,
on this program.
Can I remove? Let me remove DGLO.
Let's just see what happens.
Let's remove DGLO.
1062 be so lame.
Okay, if DGLO doesn't go in,
it seems he's
going to go 1062. That's what it says.
Honestly, the best because he needs one more.
That's tough. So according to this, whether DGLO's in or not, Gannon will go to 1062.
Wow, that's electric.
Man,
shout out that Google Chrome extension.
I need to tweet that. Okay, give me some.
Right.
Give me some stuff.
All right, here's your first one. I didn't even know this existed. This is the greatest disc I've ever found. Innova Metal Flake Champ Condor with Air Force stamp.
That can't be worth much. Metal Flake Champ Condor. I'm gonna say, and this is sold on eBay.
Yeah, it's sold.
$25.
$52.
Why?
Already $27 in the hole.
Sweet. How much? What's my space?
I'm giving you 100, which I just went really quick.
Yeah. 100's not a lot.
It's really not.
No.
I know. Listen, I planned this game for a 1v1 situation.
That's fair.
You understand.
Yeah.
Okay. Next we have the Doomsday Oxymoron.
Oh, this is the square disc.
Yeah.
Pre our video or after our video?
After.
Okay. I'm gonna say.
And it's kind of caught on. It's like, what do you think people are paying for?
I'm gonna say $90.
$50.
Yeah, why? Why is that worth the same as a Metal Flake Condor? That makes. Well, I mean, I guess both.
Because like it's just novelty.
All right, so I'm already at $67.
Yeah, you're cooked. Yeah, I mean, you might as well just try your best.
I am. I am trying my best.
Brand new pre-flight number Star Destroyer.
$100.
$100.
Nailed it.
Got it.
There we go.
All right, you're still alive. Unfortunately, the last two are the tough ones. We're going to do two of these. So we have the Power Up Mega Glow Buzz with card, and then the other one is going to be the Level Up Mega Glow Luna, but this one was signed by Paul and AB. So you can just guess for both of them. The Mega Glow Buzz.
This is eBay?
This is eBay, and these are both sold like in the last day or two.
Okay.
So you have the Buzz, and the Buzz with card is being sold a lot around this price. And
the Power Up Buzz, I'm going to go 162.
Okay. And now you go ahead and submit your guess for the other one, too. We'll do it all at once.
Okay, the Level Up Luna, just the Luna, signed.
Signed by Paul and AB. Does
signing help or hurt this disc? And this sold like post the Buzz came out?
Yeah, I think this sold like yesterday.
I'll go 150 for the Luna.
way off.
Really?
The Mega Glow Buzz, you weren't super far. This one sold for $212. A lot of them are around $200. This Luna, and this Luna was just like any other one of them except for was signed, $475.
What?
The resale market's back.
Let me see that. Let me see it. Let me see the stamp. What's the stamp?
I'll find. I'll show you the listing.
That's crazy. I've bought 4 level up Lunas on Whatnot over the past weekend, and I haven't paid more than $160.
It's sold. Let me search it just to make sure that it wasn't one of those like best offer was accepted and I missed it. But I'm pretty sure.
That's crazy. I didn't think the signature would add that much,
dude. Yeah, let me sort this by.
No, none of the ones I bought were signed on
sold.
Whatnot. One of them I think I got for like $80, $90.
Let me see. Yeah, there it is. Sold $475 right there. Somebody bought it. Sometimes you just get lucky with these things. Like maybe just somebody wasn't really shopping it out. Maybe there's not that many. I mean, they've got a picture of them holding the disc. That's pretty legit for the listing.
Oh, this is the one that was a giveaway from the Paul and Beth Foundation.
Oh, so was there a charity bump?
There was a giveaway. No, it was given away, and someone won the giveaway.
Oh, and then they sold the giveaway.
And then they sold the disc. I saw them. They posted about it on Facebook. They were selling
So,
it.
like, is that the bump?
So that's a bump.
But, like,
for sure.
It shouldn't be. I guess you just want to be the guy that says, like, to be fair.
Yeah, because I bought a level up Luna yesterday for $120.
Well, to be fair, here's another signed one that sold for $450.
That is crazy.
Now, this one has the correct red-green foil, though, which I think that is a big deal.
This level up Luna, I bought the correct red-green foil for $160.
Yeah, signed it.
Not signed.
No,
Not
this
signed.
one signed one for $450.
Yeah, I have this one on my desk, $160.
The signatures are dude, this one went for $600. 46 bids. $600.
Holy crap.
The sign, dude.
Sign does it.
The sign was
because this one I paid. I went 180, 160, 150, 120.
350, 400. These were going for bukus of money.
That's crazy.
All you had to do is buy it for $30 and wait in line. Holy cow.
That's crazy.
Imagine, like, you're in that autograph line.
If you have missed out on one, you don't want to pay that much, check out our Black Friday mystery box.
That's right.
Got at least 4 of them going in there, and hopefully at least 2 power-up buzzes.
Imagine, like, you know the precedent. Like, you know that if I get these signed, I'm going to make another $300, and you're sitting there in line, and, like, Paul gets up to, like, go to the bathroom, and
chasing him.
You're freaking out. You're like, you don't understand. I need this. Like, that's like real autograph hunting at that point.
That's crazy.
Wild stuff. We're so back.
I lost by so much.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Okay, the final thing to talk about before our top 10 here is really just a small talking point, but I saw the PDGA Europe had posted looking for bids for the 2027 European Major.
Yeah.
So that's where they've landed.
So
it's basically one of the 4 majors every year is going to be a European major.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're going every other with the European Song Festival because we are going back there next year.
Maybe they're thinking about it.
Obviously, this is the end of the beast in the European Open, it seems, which makes you wonder if the European Open is done, why can't we just use that name for the European Major instead of calling it the European Major? Because it would be nice just to have the European Open.
Wouldn't it? Yeah, maybe they will. They should go to Krokol for a major.
They should. Oh, we were also corrected when we were talking about the schedule last week that apparently Krokol and what was the other one? PCS.
Yes.
Apparently both of them. This is just from a comment, so I did not fact check this.
Yeah, corrected maybe, but
maybe corrected. They said that they removed themselves from the tour to enhance the course and I believe fan experience.
Which is wild. Like, what does that mean? They've got the best course. So, like, what are we in for?
Maybe
I'm excited.
Maybe not whole 18 playoff at Krokol.
Yeah, that maybe they took that personally. Like, you think that maybe that's like a big deal to them?
I don't know.
We didn't we're disrespecting it.
I have no idea.
We're not getting another T-shirt.
I only need one.
Yeah.
I wear it a lot.
Too late. We got one.
I wear it a lot. I love that shirt. But I still don't know how I feel. Like, I don't like the bid process being just like they just post it out there and it's just like, hey, send it in if you want.
Should we send one?
We can't do a European bid.
Well, we could.
Just fake bid.
We just like.
Why? Because what if you win and you'd be like, hey, we faked it.
No, we just we give them terms and conditions, and then when they accept, off the table. And we just make it like, what is somewhere, St. Andrews. We're like, hey, I'm a representative at St. Andrews, the old course, and we'd love to bring disc golf out here and make it another birthplace of a sport. And Pro Tour picks it. They're like, oh my gosh, check out this email. Like, we got to follow this lead, even if it's fake. Like, what if it isn't? And then I just ghost them.
Okay.
You got to make one too, though.
I don't.
Whoever gets further into the interview process wins.
I think
they don't get bids. We got to do something.
We don't have to do anything.
It's up to us.
I'll just say,
or they're going to be bored.
To me, I feel like we know the best courses in Europe. We know where majors can go.
They're not bidding for courses, to be clear. They're bidding for tournament directors.
Yeah, that's just I just hate that.
I know, I do too. But like when they ask for bids, they know the courses are there. They're looking for somebody to say, "I will give so much time and resources to this, Mr. PDGA, so you can take all the credit, please, sir."
To me, Champions Cup, World, really the only one I think should be a rotating major is Worlds and the European Open. I think could both be rotating, but I just don't think they should be bid processes. Like, to me, you have the PDGA.
Yeah, if they were running it, they wouldn't have to.
Should run Worlds. PDGA Europe should run the European Open. And it should be called the European Open.
Maybe Latitude should just get behind it. I mean, I know they're in heaping tons of debt now, but I felt like at a time they were a pretty comprehensive company.
I just it doesn't make sense to me that it's just hey, one of our 4 most important tournaments in the world is open. Just send in applications and we'll kind of pick the best.
Yeah.
It's what if we know for a fact Worlds only gets a few applications.
Yeah.
And that's
what I'm saying, man. And they're going to get one from me.
And so the European major is probably going to get 2 to 3 applications. And it's what if they suck?
They sure might.
What if Krokol's we're still working on our course. The Estonian Song Festival is apparently doing every other year. So they're what's our off year? European Open's gone. You seen them. They aren't doing it apparently. I think the courses are done. And so then it's just well, what if all you get is one from the UK and it has to be at a pitch and putt? And it's well, that's our one bid.
Let's
the Manchester United Open.
Just hearing you say that. Can we make an internal pact that if a disc golf pro tour, we'll just say major. We'll say if a disc golf major ever goes to the UK, you give me a chance at it.
Sure.
I gotta shoot some score or do something, but you give me a shot at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fair.
Just put that out there. Maybe in 10 years, Yeah. Well, maybe when my bid to the UK gets accepted this year. I know some guys over there, some disc golfers.
It's just whenever I see a bid process for a major where I'm at now, I'm just why?
Yeah, because they don't want to do it.
Yeah. It's just come on.
Who wants to do my homework for me, basically?
Let's
I'm gonna start.
Figure this out.
I'm gonna start submitting bid processes.
Or even if it was gonna be a bid process, why is it gotta be public?
Hey guys,
can't you email the people? Who's over there?
Yeah.
The successful tournament directors. Can't it just be an email to these 5 people that have run tournaments? Just be hey, we're looking for the host of the European major, and we don't need to know about it.
Right.
But when it's just an Instagram post, that's it seems desperate.
Desperate.
It seems hey,
we don't know.
We don't know where this is gonna end up.
Maybe
anyone
maybe
open?
Some bored billionaire will slide in if we post this.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to put out a bid process for somebody to clean my house, and I'm going to take the credit for it. See if anything happens. Maybe somebody will do it.
If they do a bad job, it's their fault.
Correct, and I will slam them for it.
But if it's clean, spotless, you just tell your wife, I cleaned it while you were away.
Yeah. Bid process is out now. It's tempting. Let me know.
Crazy
Comment
stuff.
down below. What's your bid?
Okay. Should we do our top 10?
We don't know how long we've been running.
I don't know how long we've been running.
Konner, how long have we been running?
Time. We got time. We always have time.
Oh, yeah, we got plenty of time. We're good.
Time.
We're good. Shout out Con.
There's always money in the banana stand.
Shout out Silas. Silas thinks his selection is going to fool us today. He's so wrong. He's got that smile on his face, bro. He's probably high on tea right now.
Okay, MPO, here's the good news. Gannon Buhr is a lock for the first place.
That is great news.
Don't have to worry about that.
Calvin is probably pretty locked in where he is.
Paul Macbeth came in 6th, so he's went 7th, 1st, 6th.
You could probably flip-flop.
Calvin's went 5th, 2nd, 5th, 5th, 2nd. I think Calvin needs to go into 2nd.
I think you could just flop them, and that's fine.
Yeah, I think Calvin needs to go into 2nd. Yeah.
You can probably slide Rick up a little bit.
Ricky Wysocki, 11th at Ledgestone, 2nd at DGLO. Who's in front of him right now?
Isaac and Kyle.
Ricky or Chris Dickerson, Isaac Robinson, Kyle Klein. I don't think I saw it. Kyle came in 24th. Dickerson, I think, snuck into the top 10. Yeah, he came in 10th. Isaac had a little bit of a rough week. He came in 18th. So, yeah, I think Ricky can jump all 3 of them.
Okay. And then I think Dickerson jumps Kyle and Isaac as well.
And probably Isaac jumps Kyle.
Yeah.
I think we just flip all of them around.
Yeah, we're just doing some flip-flopping.
So Dickerson to there.
Very productive.
Isaac to there. Kyle stays there. Okay, we got to look at Nicholas Antelo we had in 9th. He just came in 8th there after not playing for 2 weeks.
Good. That was good.
28th to Turku, blank, 8th.
What did Ezra Aderhold do? Did I see a sneaky 10th?
10th.
That's good. Good for him.
Should we jump? We should probably jump Nicholas over Kyle. Well, you need to look at Sully. Sully's in between them. Sullivan Tipton, 27th. So Nicholas definitely needs to jump Sullivan Tipton. Does he jump Kyle as well?
What did Kyle do before that?
So Kyle Klein has went 2nd, 4th, 24th.
Yeah,
Nicholas has went blank.
Kyle
8th.
can hold his ground. He had 2 really good weeks there.
So there's that. And then AB had a rough week this week. 27th, sorry. 27th for AB.
Yeah, that's not great. He has not been playing that well.
So he's went 4th, 41st, 27th.
He could slide out if there was somebody that made sense.
29th, 63rd, 10th.
No, not him.
Jake Ebenheimer.
What else?
Oh, Simon Lizotte, 8th, 9th.
Yeah, he's playing well.
Simon needs to be in the top 10. So we put Simon in the top 10.
We
AB's
should probably check on Jake Ebenheimer and make sure he hasn't rattled off like 2 or 3 good events in a
He's
row,
in 40. I think he bumped up to 40 something. Yeah, he bumped up to 46, which it was awesome to watch them do the live thing. The live tracking. He went 22nd at Ledgestone, 2nd at DGLO. Yeah. So he doesn't jump.
Let me just say this.
Simon Lizotte.
I needed to Google this to confirm it because you see
Jake Mon has went 29th, 18th, 10th.
You see that you've been seeing that logo. They're popping up next to the players.
Yeah, the world
which
standings.
I think is a great logo personally, but I have to convert something.
You had to convert something?
Confirm something.
While he's looking this up, I'll read your top 10. Gannon Buhr, number 1. Calvin, 2. Paul, 3. Ricky, 4. Chris Dickerson, 5. Isaac Robinson, 6. Kyle Klein, 7. Nicholas, 8. Sully, 10. 9th, Simon Lizotte, 10th.
So it's not completely criminal, but like for reference, like you remember what the one looks like.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that looks kind of familiar. Well, this is the World Golf Championships logo.
It's not too close.
Inspired.
Yeah, but as it should be.
I agree far enough.
It should be inspired.
Well, it doesn't have to be. Like they definitely went for it.
But it's far enough.
I like that it's more of a globe. I like they threw a basket in there. Yeah. It's a good logo, but it is like if you guys know what the World Golf Championships logo looks like, or just Google that, it is definitely where they drew inspiration from.
I don't hate that though.
I don't care. I don't care.
Our whole sport drew inspiration from
I don't
golf.
care really. I just mostly was like, that looks familiar. There it is. But it is a good logo.
Okay, now let's jump into FPO World.
This golf one actually looks better, to be fair.
Yeah, power rankings for FPO. Missy Gannon was in 4th. Owen was in 1st. Silva was in 2nd. Holland was not in there.
Okay.
So, obviously, Missy won. She needs to jump some. Owen came in 4th. Silva came in 2nd. How high does Missy go?
I think we put Val to 5 for starters and bump out Evelina.
So you're bringing in
And we bring in Holland. And we put her at 4.
Oh, you think she jumped? What did Val do?
She came in like
14th. Yeah, so Holland probably needs to
I'm just looking ahead to the future. I think we understand that Val had her day in the sun there.
I agree.
And then
who's in the, I
think Silva won.
You think Silva's the best player in the world right now?
Yeah.
And then Missy too.
Probably Missy too, because she just got the win, and then we leave Owen at 3. And I think that's good.
Okay, so we have Silva 1, Missy 2, Owen Scoggins 3, Holland Hanley 4, Valerie Mandahano 5th.
Yeah, lovely.
Should we look at Cat merch?
Sure.
Just to make sure.
Let me look.
She went 9th, 7th. Val Mandahano went 1st, 3rd, 14th. Val has a win recently.
She has a win
so
recently.
we gotta leave.
For now.
Yeah,
for now.
We gotta leave Val.
Okay.
All right, Konner, if you want to turn around for a little Silas Select.
Here he comes.
Silas Select is in this bag.
Get your hands off of it.
I didn't. I just was. The bottom's firm.
I'm ready.
The bottom's firm.
Streamline Drift.
All right, Konner went with a streamlined drift.
Really good pick. Shoot. Con, you went off right there.
I'm gonna just go.
Run.
I'm gonna just go. End of a fox.
I don't like the way. Oh, you're going down that line.
I went recent.
I don't know what
I don't know if he loves that or hates that.
Let me see the.
He didn't like Streamline. I don't think Silas has ever heard the word Streamline.
The Discmania function.
Discmania function from Trevor. Tough. That's tough. Cast Blast.
Castoplast.
There you go, ladies and gents.
Well, I guess trilogy, so I was basically on to you.
Silas thumps us yet again. This is a good feeling putter.
I would love to try out the tough. I never
that out.
threw that one when it came in.
Feels good.
It kind of reminds me of the Jury.
I can see that.
Because it's
All
got
right.
that like big bead thing.
That wraps it up. Hopefully you enjoyed. We'll talk to you again soon.